I've been very, very blessed to work with really great people. And I think any sign of a good leader recognizes that he's only as good as his team. I had this little badge that said CEO, and I kept turning it around, and Amelia kept turning it back so people could see I don't care about titles. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. And so leaders who walk through hospitals or walk through your office, everyone automatically knows who's the boss. There's no need to act like it. So just think about that for a minute. But I really want to just kind of talk about greatness, getting to greatness. What does that mean? If I ask each of you to give me an adjective about what greatness looked like, I would get a host of different answers. But I would think that I might get some of the qualities of greatness that I'm going to talk about would be what a lot of you would say. These are the 4 qualities of greatness that I've come up with. And I've done this for a long time, and I really brought this in. I worked for Intermountain Healthcare for 12 years. Utah Valley Hospital, Orem Community Hospital, and I was given the privilege to start the Spanish Fork Hospital. Very, very few times in a leader's life, or at least a healthcare leader, do you get to open a brand new hospital. Think about LDS Hospital in Salt Lake. It's 100 years old. And soon they're going to tear that down and they're going to rebuild another one on State Street in Salt Lake City. But 100 years old. When a hospital opens, it's 24/7, 365, never closes. That's what they do. And in this case, LDS is 100 years old. And there are other hospitals around the country that are even older. So when you open, what is that first culture that you want to start with? Gratitude. How many of you know Eeyores in your life? Eeyore, the donkey and Winnie the Pooh, woe is me. His life is so much better. They make more money than me. Look at their house, their car, everything is so... They're Eeyores. And they just bring you down. I've heard many times, if you want to be great, find great people. You want to be good, hang out with good people. Eliminate the Eeyores in your life. If you're the Eeyore, fix it. What are you grateful for? And so when we were starting to look, I wanted to hire grateful people. People who wanted to work there. People who want to be in your office. People who want to work with you. People who share the same values with you. If you want to be great, have gratitude for where you're at. Think about yourself for a moment. Be the best whatever before you can grow to be something else. There's a quote by someone that I admire that says, lift where you stand. Wherever you're at, lift it, make it better. Make everyone around you better, and you will be better. When I hire people, I always tell them, your next job will solely be on your performance in this job. Because everyone around you will see how great you are, and they're going to take you, or someone's going to ask me, and I'm going to say, you suck, or you're awesome. Be grateful for where you're at. First quality of greatness is just to have gratitude. How many of you say thank you? It was mentioned earlier, someone about just saying thank you for your comments. Why do you do that? Use the word thank you. Someone somewhere put something forth into that effort. Just say thank you. Humility. Now, I want all of you to raise your hands if you were excited to get a colonoscopy. What? How many of you are excited to get an MRI? How many of you are excited to go to the ER? Some of you may be excited to get a chiropractic adjustment. That would be me. I don't see anybody's hands excited. Do you know why healthcare professionals are the worst patients? Because I know what goes on the other side of that door, and I know where that camera is about to be inserted, or that needle, or whatever, and we're like, we don't want any part of it. And so healthcare workers, when we go in to get healthcare, we're a train wreck because we've waited so long to finally go get our care. Now, what do you think your patients think? Patients are not excited to see you. They do not want to be there. Mainly because of a bill, what it's going to cost. But they don't want to be there. I can think of only one person who's excited to go to the hospital. She's 9 months pregnant and she wants the beast out. Nobody else is excited to be there. Think about when you're going to imaging. It's a CT. It's an X-ray. Maybe it's an MRI. They're there to possibly confirm something that a physician thinks is going on. Think about the apprehension that's going through their mind. Is it cancer? Is it a ruptured disc in my back? Is it a torn ACL? A myriad of things that you go to imaging for. They're scared. They're nervous about what that test may say. Emergency room is just that, emergency room. I'm not going there for a picnic. I'm not going there just to have fun and have a Coke. I'm there for an emergency. When patients come to your office, chances are they've waited 4 to 6 weeks to get in. Maybe not. What's that timeline? And some of you have a shorter wait time. Good for you if you do. They've rearranged their schedule. They've went and got a babysitter. They've gotten off work. They've made all of these arrangements only to come in and see someone in your office with an attitude. We need to humble ourselves to realize that we're in healthcare. And they're asking you, can you help me? They've probably broken down themselves and relegated their minds to say, I can't do this on my own. No offense to essential oils, but I've rubbed enough and it's just not getting any better. I've actually got to go see somebody. What's going through their mind? And put yourselves in their mind. You want to be great, be humble. Listening. How many of you know everything? I need a video so I can get you all on camera. You guys know everything? I see this a lot. How many of you just automatically want to diagnose just by what they told you? Just what the patient told you, I got a diagnosis, we're done. Well, I'm only going to spend 2 minutes in your office. I'm only going to spend 2 minutes with you, and so I got to have really quick to know what that means. I got you. I don't care if it's the 13th ACL surgery we've done in 2 days. Guess what that patient cares about? One ACL. It's the one that brought them to have that surgery done. Or it's the one who brought them into your office to be seen. That's all they care about. Let them express how they feel to you. Think about a team. Whether a nurse is going through a shift or you have someone else in your office and you're talking about what's going on throughout the day, do you spend time listening to each other? Let's apply this to your home life. I'm the worst. My wife tells me all the time, we've been married 31 years. When you go to Disneyland, there's like a little fast pass. There's a fast pass to heaven with her name on it. And I'm at the back of the line. I hope it doesn't break down before I get to the end, to the front of it. I don't listen. And our kids just want to tell you what's going on. And in everything we have going on in our lives, we're quick to tell them, oh, I know, I got this, I know. Patients, caregivers, as we discuss with each other, if you want to be great, learn the art of listening. Someone once told me you have 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth. Twice as much listening and twice as much looking and observation as we do speaking. Can you tell visually when someone's upset, something's going on? When I would round in the hospitals, I would see someone and you could see something's going on, and routinely I would try to stop and ask a patient, whether it be in pre-op or post-op or out in the waiting room, hey, how's it going? My name's Francis, I work here, blah, blah, blah. What's going on today? It's been about 90 minutes. They told me that surgery's going to be about 60 minutes. I haven't heard anything. What's your patient's name? Who are you here for? Let me go back and see what I can find. And you come back and say, you know what? Things are going great. They're just a little slow waking up in recovery, but they're doing awesome. Just a little groggy. We're going to get them into their room, and you're going to get back and see them soon. And immediately you could just see relief. The ability to listen, the ability to observe when someone's going through something or when something's not right goes a long way to being great. How many of you are in a service industry? All of us. Okay? It doesn't matter if we're in a restaurant, if we're in a hospital, we're in a doctor's office. I'm working for a hospital association with 64 hospitals in the state of Utah, and everyone's got a different angle of how they provide health care. We're all in a service industry. How many of you, and I used to challenge our team at the hospital outside, how many of you ever worked in a job and someone said, "Can I talk to your manager?" Raise your hand. What's the first thing that goes through your mind? Oh, heck. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Right? My challenge to all of you is the next time you get good service, ask to speak to their manager and tell them they did a good job. Restaurant, Dillard's, or wherever your clothing store you want to go to, grocery store, the cashier, she's really friendly and nice as she gives you a bill for $200 and you look in your basket and go, "What did I get for $200? But she did it with a smile. Take the time to say thank you, going back to gratitude. They did a good job, because most of the time when you want to talk to a manager, it's only when they complain. How many of you hear complaints? What's the ratio of complaints that you hear versus compliments? We all live in a service world. My mom used to say there are two types of people in the world. There are producers and there are consumers. We are all consumers at some time in our life. But I have a sneaky suspicion you wouldn't be in this conference, sitting in these chairs, getting rigor mortis in your joints, if you were not a producer. Consumers consume and producers produce. She said every single day, it was her experience in life that producers get up and they try to make the world around them a better place. And she said, unfortunately, many times consumers wake up and they usually just complain about the way things are produced. Each of you provides something great to where you're at. 4 qualities of greatness that I define: gratitude, be thankful, humility, understanding we don't know everything. And people in healthcare, as we're healthcare providers, many of you are coming to you saying, "I'm broken, can you fix me?" Put yourselves in their shoes for 1 minute. They've waited 6 weeks to get in to see you, Dr. Edwards, if they're lucky in 6 weeks. I just looking at you, you're so pretty, you're right there. But it could be anybody. What did they go through to get to see you? Listening, and then remember we're in service. This is a little thing that I made this and I hung this all around Spanish Fork Hospital. I don't think Intermountain wanted me to use their logo and put it on there, but I did it anyway. And these are all of our caregivers that signed and gave this to me when we left. But I enjoy working with people. Everyone has a story. Take the time to understand everyone's story. Your life will be enriched just by learning and growing together. Finally, I'm going to go off script. Last month, August, was 1 year I had an L4 and L5 fusion from this dude, John Edwards. I was 310 pounds, 6'5". My life sucked. I kept putting off this surgery because I'm in the healthcare industry. You see what these look like. I don't want to go through the pain, blah, blah, blah. It was life-changing for me because today, this morning, I was 250.2. I'm trying to lose 2 ounces to get into that 240 range again. The reason I say that is because I finally sought the care that I needed from someone that I thought was a great doctor, and it's been life-changing for me. It's allowed me to get back and do things that I couldn't ever do before. because of a debilitating issue that I had in my back. So thank you very much. 1 year ago today, or last month, and so it's been awesome. I appreciate that. Remember to be great. All of you have great qualities. And when we talk about greatness, each of you have a different quality that you can provide and bring. Exercise those. Maybe enhance and use these. Just remember your patients need you. What you said, Mrs. Edwards, in your talk about some of your experiences in healthcare are something that we all experience. Finally, I would say there's a movie called The Doctor. If you haven't seen it, look it up. Sings this song, Let's Get Drunk and Screw in the OR, maybe not appropriate all the time, but it's a Jimmy Buffett song. But I would like for you to watch that movie if you get a chance. Very arrogant physician, gets cancer, he's on the patient side, sees everything that he is, and decides, we got to change something. If you get a chance to watch that movie, Google it, look it up, you might want to do that. Thanks for giving me the chance to be here. Was not as good as Pope, but I hope that you'll all learn something and potentially be great in what you do moving forward. Thank you.